Okay, so 我们今天就要来讲关于到 transforming 任何的一个 exponential or even logarithm，然后我们把它变成一个 linear form. In a way of speaking, it's really important 在我们的 data 里面，因为怎样讲也好呢 data 有一些时候我们看到的就是可能是讲 that is the shape，OK，就是很像讲我们左边这样子的 exponential 的 shape，but it's hard to analyze. So that is the reason why 我们要去把它 linearize 它。But how to do so？我们其中一个方式可以 linearize 的，就是用 logarithm or even using exponential to linearize 这一个 graph. So you can see from here， 这一个 it's not in terms of y, it's in terms of learn y. Okay, so it's basically the same graph but different expression. Okay, so how am I supposed to convert it? Given that 我现在有一个 exponential， 然后 I want to convert into y equals to mx plus c. How can I do so? 我们可以做的东西第一个步骤 first of all, let me put y equals to aebx first. If that's the case, obviously 我们要把它变成 y equals to mx plus c form, right? That is our goal. Okay, 这个是我们的 goal. We have to achieve. So what we can do is that we can first learn on both sides. So that results into 我们的 learn of y equals to bx learn of ae. Okay. Now again, using the 我们的那个logarithm laws, actually, sorry, it should have been this first. 我 skip 了很多 step. But so we can know from here it's equivalent, 因为这个是 constant 来的 OK, 这个 a 它不是 algebra, it's a constant. So that results into learn of a plus learn of e to the power of bx, where we can rewrite it as learn of a plus bx learn e. This one will become 1. So learn of y would equal to learn of a plus bx. If 如果我要 rearrange it, yeah, we can definitely do that. 我把 bx 放在这里 learn of a 放在这里 What you will realize here is that y equals to mx plus c. 你会看到的一个点 m is our b value, c is the entire thing of learn a, and we replace y with learn of y. So that's how you can compare it, and that's how you can linearize it. Right, let's try again. So you're given a table. By plotting a suitable straight line graph, show that x, y are related to y equals to k times x cubed, x to the power of n, where k and n are the constant. So again, we have to first linearize it. Okay, so 当他这样子去问 suitable straight line graph 的时候，就讲着 okay, you have to linearize it. Alright, so that should result into y, oh sorry, I should change. So let's do y equals to kxn. So learn of y is equals to learn of k, or do 一个 shortcut, learn of x over here. Alright, so where is our x? Our x, it's here. So in order to rearrange it, y equals to mx plus c. So we can rewrite it as learn of y equals to learn of n learn of x plus learn of k. Alright, so let's compare it. 我们的 m value is n. 我们的 c value, oh sorry, 我不小心弄到 eraser. Our c value is learn k, and our y becomes learn y. That's how we can rearrange it. But how am I supposed to plot the graph? 我们这 graph 在这里 it has x and y. It's true. But you have to, you have to use your calculator and calculate what is ln of x for each time. 因为我们现在 it's not according to y and x of the graph. Okay, so it used to be y and x like that. 可是因为我们这里的 x 又有 ln, y 又有 ln, 所以我们要把它 ln on both sides like that. So it becomes a straight line graph. So hence we have to calculate 我们的 ln of x, ln of y. Okay, so we just have to be like, oh, when x is 5, ln of x equals to 1.61, ln of y becomes 7.86. And then 2.3, 7.38, sorry, that should be a 0, 3.00, 6.89. This is according to 3 significant figure. 6.41, and last but not least, obviously there are more, there can be more data. What's the data? Okay, but remember, it's not always we don't have to figure out the other remaining ones 如果它没有给的话. Right. So if I were to plot the graph, it would have something like that. Then I can just be like, join the lines, so it becomes a linearized graph. If you want, you can try plotting this graph first. 你就会发现到它是 exponential. It might be a negative exponential, I feel like, but it will become a straight line graph like that after. Now, use your graph to estimate the value of k and n. Alright. Now, usually we have to find 它的这个 k and n. So let's look back together. n 在哪里？ n 是在我们的 gradient, and k is at our y-intercept. So basically, 如果你有一个 graph given 的话, whatever that you have here, 它就是我们的 ln of k. So in this case, obviously I'm using a little bit of cheat because 我在看着我的 note, but obviously it's according to a graph. You cannot use calculator. I mean, you can, but it's best to use your graph. Okay? So with the y-intercept, it's approximately at 9. So that means c is equals to ln of k, right? So that also means 9 equals to ln of k. So that means k equals to e to the power of 9. Alright. But what about n? 因为我们知道 n 它是 gradient, so we use. Now, you might use 我们的 you might use 你会想到 we might use our original data or the data. But no, 因为我们的这个 gradient is according to ln of y and ln of x. So you cannot use the original data. You have to use the transform data. So that results into 我们的 5.92 minus, let's me put this one, 然后还有我选这一个. So minus 7.86 over 我们的 4.38 minus 1.61. So our n value would equal to negative 0.70. Alright. And that will be the end of story. Okay. 2 more questions. So, the variable x and y are satisfied with the equation. 然后 a 和 b 它是一个 constant. So the graph is showing ln of y against x squared. So again, it's not necessarily always the case it's both ln. Okay? 它有可能会变来变去的. So, and it does pass through 2 points. We have to find what is the a value. First of all, 我们要先知道, is this equation related to this one? It is, but is it the same? Or is it representing it? No, 因为我们这一边有的是 exponential, 而这一个是 showing linear graph. So that means we have to linearize the graph first. Okay, so that results into ln of y equals to ln of a. Again, I'm going to cheat a bit. Okay, I'm just going to do a skip of working. So that results into a negative bx squared. Alright. Now, 因为我们的 y, it used to be y here, it used to be x here. So if I'm comparing y equals to mx plus c, okay, 因为我们的 x 变成了 x square, so we should put x square here, and we have minus b plus ln of a equals to ln of y. So that means 我们的 b value is according to the gradient, ln of a is equals to our y-intercept. Right. So, how can I solve this question? 我们有 2 points, so we can solve the gradient. So we can use 0.84 minus 0.26 over 0.55 minus 1.72, which is the same as negative 0.50. Alright, that's 2 decimal places or 2 significant figures. 那我们已经 solve 了这个 gradient, so that means a negative b equals to a negative 0.5, which means b is equals to 0.5. Be careful of the sign. Okay? The last part, 我们就随便 substitute y and x value, so that means we can find ln of a by using ln of, let's do ln of 0.26 equals to 0.5 negative times 我们的 1.72 square plus a ln of a. If you use your calculator, 我们会算出来 ln of a is equals to 1.1126. So hence, a is equals to e to the power of 1.1126, which is approximately 3.04. Alright. The last question. You are given a data with a equation. Convert the equation so that it's suitable for drawing a straight line graph. So again, I'm gonna, obviously we want, 因为我们这里是我们的 x 嘛, alright, so we want to linearize it, so it becomes t equals to ln of, okay, this is a really interesting case. I almost, whatever I did just now, 我这里我这样子去做啦, I cannot separate my ln on the right hand side. So this is a really classic mistake, okay? But as I mentioned, our focus is make sure the negative nt, 它 bring it down. So what can I do to get rid of the 25? You cannot start like that. So this is a starting error. Our aim is to bring the negative 2t, nt, so that means 我们先把这个 equation rearrange a bit. 这样子的话，我们就可以把它单独放在一边，然后再把它们做 ln. So then 我就可以把我的这一个 ln of t minus 2x t minus 25变成了我们的 ln of k plus our and negative nt. Done. Alright. But again, let's rearrange to y equals to mx plus c. So 我们这里就变成了 y 整个东西就会变成我们的 ln of t minus 25. Yes, it's possible. Okay. 然后我们就把它等于我们的 negative nt plus our ln of k, like that. So that results into c is equals to ln of k, n is negative n equals to m, which is our gradient, y is equals to the entire thing of ln t minus 25. So that's our equation. Then, in order to plot the graph, I need to make sure 我会有需要哪两个 graph. Okay, 我需要的是oh, before even sketching the graph, I do need to no, I do need to sketch the graph first. So if that's the case, 我们就讲 okay, let's sketch the graph. But before I sketch the graph, I do need to do something. I just remember, whoopsie. So 因为我们这里 n is a constant, we are still to figure out. But 我们的 y 本身被影响到了，对不对？ Okay, so 我们的 y 本身就变成了 ln of t minus 25. So that means ln of 25, ln of t minus 25, 我们就直接就是需要去做的东西是这里减了25，然后再拿去 ln， 这里减了25，再拿去 ln， 同样的全部都是一样的。So you should result to 3.65, 3.49, 这个再用 calculator, 3.33, 3.17, and 3.01. Hence, that results into 我们的 graph that looks something like that. And you have a straight line graph. Done. Obviously, use a graph paper in the exam. Okay, 这个只是 brief drawing 而已 including your exercises. Okay, so make sure you kind of like just, you know, use a graph paper 如果你有的话啦。OK， 没有的话就 draw brief drawing 就可以了。Okay, so if you're using a graph paper, you should see your C value as 3.81. Okay, so that means 3.81 is equals to ln of k. So that means k is equals to e to the power of 3.81, which is 45. What about gradient? Gradient 本身我们就随便拿两个点。Okay, but again, our x is t, our y is equals to ln t minus 25. 所以也就讲着 let me choose 这一个、这一个、这一个和这一个。So that results into 3. Let me use a different color pen. 3.01 minus 3.65 over 10 minus 2, which is equals to a negative 0.08. 那这一整个东西 negative 0.08 is equals to 整个 negative n, so n equals to 0.08. Done. Now, here is some application part. Estimate the initial temperature of the drink, time taken for the temperature to reach 28, and etc. for the room temperature. So initial temperature, so that means 我们这里的情况是 when t equals to 0. Okay, there are two methods you can do. One method, okay, one method is just you know when t equals to 0, ln of t minus 25 equals to 我们的 ln of 45. Okay, so or you can even just the second method, which is just reading off this thing as 3.81. Okay, it's the same thing. But anyways, 我们把它们两个 ln 取消掉, that should result into t equals to, let's say, 25 plus 45, which is 70 degree. Done. Right, time taken for it to reach 28. Now, 这一个 case, you can do graphing. Like you've got to know when t equals to 28, right? So what is ln of 28 plus 25, which is equal to ln of 53. So 我们就讲 ln of 53这里 okay, 我们就找到了，然后去把它 do something like that. You can do that. But 如果你想要的话 which is more secure, so we say when t equals to 28. Okay, we just replace that. Oh, it should be minus, sorry. So that means it should be ln 3. So 我们这里的话，我们就讲 ln 28 minus 25 equals to 我们的 0.08 的 negative t plus our ln of 45. like that. Okay, so like that, that's the plus, that's the t, that's plus. Let me use a different color for plus. So if that's the case, ln of 3 minus ln of 45 divide by 0.08 the negative equals to t, which is the same as 34, and t is according to our minutes, which says it here. Alright, you should do the same thing. Okay, estimate the room temperature. Ignore this question. This question is actually quite not that useful, but it's trying to say 就是讲你的时间越长的话，你就会比较靠近 room temperature, and your room temperature is 24 or 25, which is a bit, yeah, not useful. But anyways, that's pretty much it for the transformation of exponential, and that will be it also for the chapter, the entire topic. All right.